comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the.
Hey, welcome back. We are here with episode 3 of the Tailgate Talks. Thank you for all of our continued support. I'm Ryan Duffy.
Big fella Josh Georgian.
Ryan Callahan.
God, he's so enthusiastic when he says it, you know?
I was over here playing on my phone.
Is that what you're playing with?
Yeah, sure you were playing with your
playing
phone.
with your dinghy.
Fucking. So here we go. We're gonna kick it off how we normally kick it off. I'm gonna send this to Red Bull. I'm gonna send every episode we have to Red Bull until they send us a case of sugar-free Red Bulls. Because, well, here we go.
I'm going to send it to Tito's. Cheers.
Tito's.
The chug. I didn't crack one yet.
And the atomic.
I had a bubble.
Ooh, get your nose in there.
For those of you that don't know what the fuck we're doing,
Never gets easier.
it's called the atomic rhino.
Oh.
And wait for it. Get
Good old smelling salts.
And it's a smelling salt.
So, for those of you that played sports and ever got concussion, this is how they used to wake you up.
Oh man,
I think they still might use these.
I think so.
Matt Prater used it when he was
They have the
kicking field goals.
Yeah, the individual one. It's great. Wow, what a week of sports, huh?
Oh, baby.
Fucking
What a week
all
of
around.
sports.
Football, baseball, fucking hockey news. We're getting everything this week.
Oh, yeah. A little sprinkle of hockey in there. A little sprinkle of hockey in there.
All right, so great fucking episode today. I'm very pumped about it. We obviously got Who Wore It Best coming out.
Oh,
Hot,
shit.
great number. We're going to talk about some Michigan, what we think is going to go on the rest of the season, what's going to happen this week, and what we saw last week. Getting into the Detroit Lions and their recent loss. We got a game that I didn't even tell you guys about because I just threw it together.
I'm scared.
It's going to be a good time.
5 to touch it, 10 to see it.
15 to do all. Power Ranking hit us with a over and under, and then we will hit picks. We got a fucking full show here, trying to get it under an hour for you guys so you can watch it on your commutes. So we're going to start it. We're going to do Who Wore It Best. Catherine Grant was the one who gave us the number. We might have already done this number. I don't know if we did, but
I think we did.
It's a phenomenal number.
I think we did.
So we'll hit again.
That's okay.
Because Cali didn't do it.
Nope.
And that's going to be the number 5.
And we love Catherine, even though
KG.
she's probably not going to listen to this. But
No, absolutely. She
not a
will not
chance.
listen to it.
I will
She's
go.
into horse racing, though. I've heard.
She is into horse racing. Anyways, different time, different topic. I'll kick it off with my number 5, basketball.
Woo!
KG.
Yeah, buddy.
Speaking of KG, Kevin Garnett's for you.
KG. I do love the iconic 21 in the Timberwolves.
I do too.
But he didn't win shit there. He won with the 5, the
Correct.
green. It was a sick-ass jersey.
I had the jersey in high school, the Timberwolves with the trees on this.
Tough.
I had the T-Wolves jersey as well, but he won in Boston.
He did. He
with
was a
number
winner.
5, so I'll go with that one for me. And I love the Celtics jersey. I don't know why.
It's just iconic, right?
Uncut Gems, too. Great movie.
Oh,
It is. It is. Who you got, Cal?
Oh, whenever I do this, I try to think of my actual favor and then my hometown bias favor. I think I immediately go to Yankees. You got Joe DiMaggio, number 5.
Yep,
and then my hometown one is Lidstrom.
Yep.
That's my guy, Nicky. So
Yeah,
my current hometown one is David Montgomery.
David Montgomery,
Monty.
yes.
Feed that fucking man the ball.
I don't like single-digit running
I
backs.
love him.
Yeah, it's different.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's Who Wore It. It's still taking me a while to get used
I
to
get
it.
Yep.
Receiver, I don't like. I saw a DN wearing 15. I hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
It's a change, man. It's like college.
I know. Like I could deal with give him like a 9 or like something, but that's tough, dude. You're taking a skills player's
Yeah.
number, dude.
Sometimes on the bigger guys, the single digit just doesn't look as well.
Stretches
but
out.
15? That's
Yeah.
shit for a lineman.
Yeah. I mean, look back in the 90s and stuff, and no receivers were teams.
I know.
Now
Those
17,
80s.
Well, yeah,
18,
they're
19.
I don't remember what I was listening to. They're like, I
me-
think you got to have an 81, an 80, and an 84 as a receiver on your team. And then after that, you can go into your 15s and 13s. And
in my head, Keyshawn Johnson, number 19, was who started
the
that
first
trend.
one.
Started that.
So that's when that started becoming a thing. And
Yeah, I agree.
Braylon 17, but yeah, it's still
that's when
we're
it's
used
really,
to that now. I wonder if we'll ever get used to seeing linemen and running backs.
That's hard.
That's gonna be
Yeah, it's the single digit. The zero is a little odd for me too to see, but I'm getting more on that. I just feel like if you're zero, you got to be a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you
Mikey
gotta,
Sanders still.
Right.
Yep.
You just got to be that guy.
Yep.
Mine's easy. Nicky Lynn. It's him hands down.
fair.
That's the first thing I think of. Couple more that I was thinking of. J Kidd.
Yeah.
I think he wore it all through his career. I believe he had it in the Mavs too, or might have been 2 on the Mavs. Albert Pujols was 5.
I was just gonna say,
Just the machine, and he got even better with age, which was incredible. Hank Greenberg, another
That's what I was gonna say.
another Detroit.
It had to be a Tiger.
Yep.
The numbers were tired. I just couldn't think who it was.
Another Detroiter. Donovan McNabb,
Ooh.
the Eagles 5. That was a pretty sharp jersey.
I'll tell you what.
And the last one, just my love for kickers, Matt Prater, man,
Yeah.
he was a dog.
If you haven't seen any Donovan McNabb
he also
Syracuse highlights,
loves smelling salts.
cheating
Yeah.
yourself.
Just so we're on the same page.
And Scotch. I don't know if he loves Scotch. He might.
booze in general. Whatever was in that Gatorade bottle he was drinking on the sideline.
Yeah, he's Prater's the man. Well, all right, so I can't beat the Detroit Red sweater 5 with the C. Retired. He's the man. All right, so we're gonna get into Michigan before we get into the NFL. A lot to break down from that game. Obviously, we're not going to break down games and stuff. But what did you guys pull out of that game? Biggest things.
What I wanted to see, the O-line gel a little bit. It did. I was encouraged to see. Mullings was the number 1 rated running back in PFF this past week, 150 yards, touchdown, career high for him. Davis Warren, I was supporting him the first 2 weeks, and I was hoping for him to improve. And my thing with this past week is he went full John O'Corn, and you never go full John O'Corn. And so I
Bro, 3 incompletions, all picks.
Yep. And
Not good ones.
And it's the decision making. They were all
They're terrible.
terrible. There's no justifying any of them.
No.
So I am on board with Alex Orji.
Makes me nervous as fuck, but I am also on board with
So
it.
Orgy's the 1. Is Tuttle going to be the 2?
I wish Tuttle was the 2. It sounds like they just keep giving us coach speak as far as Tuttle, because I'll tell you what, this last game, took a picture of 5 quarterbacks warming up. None of them were Tuttle. He was standing behind them.
He can't
dressed,
be ready then.
Dressed,
He was dressed. They showed him quite
Dressed,
often
but-
on the sideline.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he
dressed,
can't be
but not
ready.
warming up,
If he's
so-
not throwing at all, he can't be ready.
So I'll tell you this week, if I see him warming up, I would love to see it, and I would very much love to see him get some reps, but it just seems like he's not there.
So who would you rather see, Tuttle or Davis?
I was on the Tuttle train all off season.
I was too.
People forget Tuttle was our backup
He
last
was,
year.
yeah.
Tuttle, he's got starter experience. He filled in for Penix in Indiana when Penix was hurt, and he played well in the limited opportunities he had for us last year. So I was all about Tuttle. I think Davis Warren was. I almost think in my head they were forming this offense for Tuttle, and Davis Warren was a better fit than Alex Orji was.
Yeah.
So they just continued
Went with
to
him
kinda-
instead of
Well, it's almost like the last couple of weeks, if Tuttle's not ready, they've been preparing an offense slowly for Orgy to feel comfortable in. You see some of the play action stuff, like when he came in and threw a touchdown, again, off of play action. There's going to be a ton of play action stuff for him because he's such a run threat.
I
Gotta be.
just need him. I want to see him throw. That's what I wanted to see.
More than a 5 yard.
then because that was his touchdown pass in the first
guy-
game too. It was like
he has a cannon, man.
he could throw. I
That's
know he
just
can throw it
accurate.
far.
Yep.
I just want to see him have some touch, right?
It's also going to be a big challenge for our coaches too. Like, we'll see what Kirk Campbell and Sharon have up their sleeve, because we need to see some RPO. We need to see if Orgy's going to be the guy. We got to start calling it the way for an Orgy
For
instead of
Orgy,
Davis
right.
Warren. Yeah, so we'll see. Saturday's going to be. We're going to learn a lot on Saturday about what to expect the rest of the season.
Yeah. And I like people talk about the score being what it was. I know we have our group text, and I didn't mention it when I texted, but like we were up 28-3 at one point.
It's 28-3. We were covering. We put all.
I was just
backups.
gonna say I was looking at the secondary and I'm like, who the fuck are these guys?
We had
like
yeah.
not a soul that I knew on the defense. So I knew that the starting defense was no longer in.
Yep.
I knew that our entire secondary was probably young.
Which is great, but at the same time, like, you guys are, like, we're not right.
No.
Take another quarter.
Yeah.
Get your shit sharp
Yeah.
for next week. Like, are we giving too much film to USC? Like, what would it have hurt to have the starters in? Yeah, obviously someone gets hurt, you know. That's
Well, I
the
think
thing.
there's certain things like
Offensively,
yes,
I
you
agree,
take out Graham, you take out Will, you take out those guys, but like Barnum hasn't been great.
Right.
He needs
I was gonna say
giving more reps.
all of the game activity.
The
he can.
only starters I saw play the last 2 drives was actually a handful of linebackers. So, and I was okay with it. Rolder played, Barham did play a few plays, Hausman still played. Secondary and D line, 1,000%.
Yeah,
all
didn't see
backups.
a
Right.
soul idea.
Right.
Now I'm happy you said that too, because offensively, that's what I was saying. Like, we are not in the position of Michigan teams past, where early in the year
No.
you just milk the clock and in the game. I wanted reps,
Yeah.
especially once we switched to Orgy. The last couple drives, I was like, let's call it like we're calling the first drive next game, and let's get him some reps. Make him throw the ball. I was happy they took the one shot,
Yeah.
just to show.
Oh,
it,
he just missed him.
yeah,
God, he just missed him.
but yeah, man.
I mean, changing the offense, like you said, O-linemen need to know, too. Like, that's a completely different mindset if you got a running quarterback to,
Yep.
whatever Warren you'd call him, pocket passer or whatnot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they need the reps. Nervous. I know we're going to go over, Michigan, USC. Obviously, that will be on CBS at 3:30 on Saturday. So, I'm going to do it again. 10-2 records from what you guys saw.
Still there for me. This was the deciding game for me, one way or another.
Yep.
On what I think we're going to be.
Yep.
I think we dominated that game in the trenches very handedly, and I think we could have continued to dominate in the trenches if we wanted to. I think they gave Davis Warren some shots. Any update, Cali? I don't know if you know on Loveland. I know they said it's not as bad as they thought, but
So it sounded like a shoulder separation early in that game. It's happened to him before. So he continued to play through it. He was uncomfortable, got it checked out, and yeah, all we know is that they said it's not as bad as they thought. They're going to continue to monitor it. All vibes were that he's going to play this week. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
It's a tough kid.
Yeah.
Um,
I got the vibe he could have continued to play last week if he had to. So
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to watch all of it. I was kind of all around on Saturday. I missed a little bit of the first half because of soccer and whatnot, but saw the replays and stuff, and I didn't love it. Didn't love what I was seeing. I mean, to compare that team, if they play the way that they have the last 2 games against a Ohio State, against an Oregon, and I mean, fuck, we're at Indiana, at Illinois. Like, those aren't cake games either. Like, our schedule has.
that's what
It's not easy. Even like Michigan State at home. Like, I know it's Michigan State, but like
they're 3-0.
they're just and they're just throwing the fucking rock, dude. Yeah. Like, that's a game you could lose because of 4 fucking plays deep. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have that power to go out and just score at ease. Yeah. So that game makes me nervous too. So I would say, obviously we got, a Minnesota, we got a Northwestern in there. Yeah, we have some games that, like, we should win with our eyes closed, but it's not an easy schedule.
Yeah. I think you look at the way the schedule is, again, this week is huge. This is a pivotal game for them, and it's a chance for them to redeem themselves, because you come out, you beat USC, you're at 3-1. You should walk through Minnesota 4-1.
Yep.
Go to Washington, who's really struggled. It will be the first road game.
Right.
But based off what I've seen from Washington, 5-1, and then maybe we're rolling. Then maybe there's some confidence.
I love the fact that you have the schedule fucking memorized.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
It's just so we would be rolling right there. You get some confidence. Maybe you're rolling in 3 weeks of Orgy being the starting. Who knows? Whatever it takes to get to 5-1, and the vibes are completely different. But we lose to the USC, and if it looks anything like that Texas game, all bets are off.
Yeah, I mean, then I think your ceiling is 8-4, 7-5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you lose to USC, all of a sudden.
I mean, like I said, Ohio State, you never know, but I feel like it's the same with Michigan State. You never know what could fucking happen in that game. And I think that, as much as I hate to say this, I think I don't want to say closer to Michigan State than I thought we were. I still don't think we're in the same realm as it. But but I think that if they play their A game and we don't show up, that they can lose that game.
If we look bad this week, all of a sudden at Washington is scary. At Indiana is scary.
And at Illinois.
You already know Oregon's scary. You already know Ohio State's scary. Yeah. Then Michigan State and Illinois are my next tier for me, but Indiana's looked really good.
Really good.
New coach too.
Yeah, they do.
Who knows?
So if that happens, do they just? Orgy's a junior.
Orgy's a junior. Yep.
So do they? Is that their future? Do they put the kid in? You know what I mean? Like what do they do?
We're not going to see Jaden Davis this year.
Jaden Davis, I think they're committed to his red shirt, and it sounds like he is as well. It's not like
I want to be in.
Yeah, I think they're very much committed to this year being a developmental year for him. So I don't think we'll see any Jaden Davis. It's all about, does Tuttle get healthy? And even if he does, he's all done after this year. Davis Warren's all done after this year.
Mm-hmm. They're both seniors, right?
So I think you just
ride Orgy out.
Yeah,
I think that's what you do. And then obviously I know you talked about the running back game. What's going on with Dom?
I think we got to stop expecting Don to be more than what Don's proven to be.
I was just gonna say, he's a big play guy. I think he'll eventually break one here, but like we talked about last week, it's got to be let's start scheming stuff for him.
Yeah,
just get him and Mullings in at the same time, especially if you're going to Orgy, right? You're going to Orgy right now.
Yep.
You're gonna have Cali mentioned it as well. RPOs need to be in, and guess what? Don needs to be in the game with it.
Yep.
Mullings is great downhill. We know Orgy's athletic as fuck, and Don is great in space.
Yeah.
Now you have the opportunity to do it. I don't know if they felt handcuffed with Davis Warren, who's maybe just not the guy. At this point, I think he's proven that he's probably not the guy. But, you got an athletic freak coming in at quarterback. You have a really good downhill runner in Mullings, and you have a guy that can create things in space.
Yep.
You got to start scheming some stuff around it. And I hope we see it this week. I hope they scheme some stuff for that this week, because that's a three-headed monster if you really want to talk about it.
It is.
And
that could be dangerous.
It could be
running quarterbers are dangerous.
Right.
Mullings looks a lot like Hassan Haskins to me.
Almost identical.
This last week really, I've always thought he had the capability of it, but this last week showed me, they looked so similar. Brought back flashbacks of Haskins.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. I don't see why you can't, with those three, just absolutely pound the ball on the ground.
And it's only going to open up your pass game. That only opens up Loveland across the middle, or the slots that you have across the middle. So I'm not ready to jump off the 10-2 band yet. So to answer your question, after this week
We'll see.
Have more of an answer.
We'll see what they are. All right. Anything you want to touch base on your stat you saw right before we came in here?
Which one?
About Michigan.
School of Champions.
Yeah, I saw today. Aiden Hutchinson leads the NFL in sacks. Nico Collins leads the NFL in receiving yards. And I said Moody was tied for the lead in field goals. So it's great to see the Pro Blue.
Yeah.
Who's Washington's kicker? That's only because he
had
6 field goals.
7. Yeah,
7 field goals.
That was wild.
Your kicker had 21 points.
How do you feel if you're a Giants fan, man?
I saw that.
You scored three touchdowns and you lose 21-18.
They're I saw a stat. They're the first team to score 3 touchdowns, allow none, and lose.
I've never seen it.
Makes sense.
I've never seen that in my lifetime.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. All right, cool. Well, we'll hop on over to the Lions. Obviously, they lost to the Bucks last week. Heartbreaker right at the end, fourth quarter. Hey, what did you pull from that game? What are you guys' thoughts?
I think it's so hard to hear, so for so long we were so bad, right? And now we had a good year. Mm-hmm. We went to the NFC Championship, and people expect we're just gonna
win every game.
And it's the National Football League.
Yep.
Everybody in that league gets paid a lot of money to do their job, and their job is to play football.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not nervous at all because we are in the top 5 categories in every offensive stat except offensive red zone, which was my point of we got to clean it up in there.
Third down, I feel like, in red zone.
But
same page.
my issue is number 5. If you're inside the fucking 20-yard line, number 5 needs to be in the game. I'm sorry. He proved that game 1 in overtime, and he wasn't. I kept seeing Gibbs, and I kept seeing these like the speed option. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was a bad play call.
What was that?
Yeah, I also would like to see more under center with Montgomery in the backfield as opposed to. I don't see Montgomery as a shotgun handoff guy. If you're only going to give him, 10 to 12 carries a game, I want to see at least 8 to 10 of those under center. I don't want to see
shotgun.
Yeah. So
I just feel like you knew in that game early on, Goff didn't have his shit. Which hey,
yep.
You can't be
They're
not
not
every day.
He's not clicking with the receivers yet.
So
And that's, It's early. He didn't play preseason. It's early.
I feel like he goes to JMO a lot more than I thought he was going to.
Yep.
He was targeted a lot. I know that they tried to get Saint going early on, and I listened to Campbell's interview, and I didn't know Laporta was hurt.
I didn't either.
Laporta was hurt right after training camp, and they had him on a pitch count.
Safe with him,
in week 1. So that's how he answered everything with Laporta. Which that makes me feel kind of better. It's
Makes
not
a lot more
that
sense.
he's not involved in the offense, and honestly, he's like. What he said I thought was pretty wild because he's like, yeah, we had him on a pinch count and we want him to be all season because he's like 40% of our offense. I was like, 40%? I was like, fuck, dude.
Well,
that's a big number for, with Saint, with the running games, all that. So, I'd like to see, I feel like when Goff can get into that rhythm, using a tight end, using the Saint on, the short crossers, what's his name that dropped the ball? Who do we get rid of? We have Reynolds. He was that guy that kind of just got the...
That clicked for me this last weekend is how much, and we knew it, how much of a safety blanket was him being so comfortable with him. Because how many times did he move the ball in third down? How many times in the red zone? That's when Reynolds really appeared.
So getting him into his zone, and then he's hitting...
be that guy.
Yeah, it was nice to see Tim Patrick. He played a lot this past weekend. He looked comfortable.
Stay fucking healthy. You know what I mean? Like, be that third guy. I was just really, really surprised on how much we were going to JMO, other than the deep pass.
Well,
it's good. I mean, he's the number 2.
There were so many, predetermined. We're throwing the ball to JMO, and then there were so many checkdowns to give late in that game to where it was just like, what else do we have here? What is going on? So getting back, Goff's off. We know it. Yeah, we're trying to get him in the rhythm. He's not in it. Let's fucking pound the ball then. Let's do what we're strong in, right? Like, that's
my biggest takeaway from that game is Goff should never throw the football 55 times in a game.
No. I mean,
I've never you should have heard how quiet the stadium was on the second interception. Like, absolutely could have heard a pin drop.
I don't know. I still don't know who he threw to.
No.
And I don't know if you saw something different. But there was not a single line around, and there was 3 defenders.
I heard an interview where he said he thought a receiver was going in, that was actually going out, and threw it blind.
Bad.
And
I mean, the first one, okay, call it what it was.
The first one was awful. Yeah.
But that I'll take that pick. But
it should have been pass interference.
It should have, but it wasn't.
JMO doesn't get held on that. He's catching that ball.
I get it, but hey, that's what it was called. But the other one is just
No. The second interception was absolutely horrendous, and you can't throw the ball like that and take the sack.
I also saw too, they had the stat going around of expected yards on a handoff and what you actually got, and Gibbs and Montgomery are 4th and 5th in the NFL. Hand the ball off.
Right.
It's not sexy. Who cares? Right. It wins games.
Well, and in his interview, he did say we tried to run the ball in the red zone and we couldn't get it to work.
But it didn't look like that.
It didn't. It didn't look like it. If you're watching from afar,
that's where my shotgun take comes in. I feel like each time we were in the red zone, especially Montgomery, it was all shotguns, and I don't know, just go under center, pound the ball,
right?
Run the ball behind Sewell.
Were we trying to get a little too cute? What's our theme? What is the word that goes around for the Lions?
Grit.
And we stepped away from it. What are we doing?
You got Zeitler and Sewell just pound it behind them. Let them eat.
And I don't know if you guys saw the pregame. Belichick did a little thing on Lions Bucks. It was really cool. If you haven't seen it, I don't know if you can go back and look at it. But he was talking about the D line of the Bucks, which is really good, and our O line, and he talked about Sewell for like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
He's like, everything is ran through this guy. This play, boom, off his ass. He's pulling. He's doing this. He's doing that. When we needed the yards, it's off of fucking Sewell, which we all know, King Panay, right?
Vita Vea went out of that game.
I was like, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, the pocket's not going to – we're not going to have the pressure in the pocket. Goff can get comfortable now, and he just still looked bad.
I'd say they were already down, what's his name, Cansey?
Yep.
Yeah, Cansey was gone.
They lost Vea, and they had it in Winfield.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
And wasn't their secondary depleted too?
Winfield, yeah. So
Was it just Winfield or was there? I
just
couldn't.
Winfield.
Okay.
And the wild thing about that game too is like we're going to keep going back to red zone. That's going to be a
Well,
key thing,
because they were terrible. in the red
we
zone.
outgained them like it was like 500 to 215.
Yeah, it was. It looked like that game
Like,
should have been close.
People are saying, "Oh, Baker had a great day," and I'm like, you know what, Baker? He had a good game. He won, but you look through his stat line.
Did he though?
He had 160
One-
and a
I thought-
touchdown.
yeah,
I
he
know.
got it. I don't even know if it's
5
that.
times.
Yeah, I know he ran one, and even that, like,
I
man.
mean,
The run was.
Baker's dog. Like, say what you. Like,
Oh, yeah, no,
but like, that's the game you're gonna get from Baker.
Yep.
Again,
That's who he
grit.
is. That's
That's
grit.
fucking grit.
Yep.
He never has a good stat line.
Like, remember
But
when
he finds a way to win.
Remember
for whatever
when
reason.
we were doing the comparison, and I don't know, like, you know, right when Goff came in, Baker was a free agent. I was like, go get fucking Baker. And I was like, Baker's trash, whatever.
I didn't say that.
Okay, but that's what the verdict was going on. Baker fits who Detroit is, and I thought he would have been sweet. But I love you, Goff. Have a good game this week.
You got to play better.
we gotta
You gotta fucking play better.
before we leave the Lions, you got to touch on Hutch.
Yeah, dude. That
Yeah,
was.
I haven't got to defense yet.
4.5 sacks. Was the final stat line.
I love it, man. The thing is he didn't look any different this week than he's looked all last year and this year. He got home on him.
Yep.
He is high motor. His fucking spin is stupid. It's just
Well, he's developed.
right, but that's originally what he had. Just had the spin. Not,
But now he's developed that power move. I don't know if he's.
I just
The first sack he had was straight speed and power.
and I think that he had it. I think he trusts it now in the NFL because you remember it in college.
Yes.
Like you remember the Ohio State one when he's like,
Yeah.
and then I don't remember who's the O tackle.
It was
He got you
Yep.
would know him before me, but he like,
Petite Frere.
yeah, he's like let's fucking go, and he just ends his life.
Yeah.
That was a straight bull rush.
Bull
too.
rush and just hammered
And he's
him.
starting to do that in the NFL.
Right,
And
he's
it's-
starting to get confidence in his strength.
It's something, dude.
and he's gonna be sick.
I saw an interview with Campbell, and he said something along the lines of he's going to expect to see 3 on every single play. And I'll tell you what, it isn't going to happen. It already happened.
I
That
was gonna
whole
say,
second
the whole
half.
second half.
The Buccaneers were literally, they were chipping him with K-Dot, and then they were chipping him with the running back, and then they had the tackle drop him
And he
back.
still had a sack.
Yeah.
And he doesn't complain. He
Yep.
doesn't say there's holding. He's not.
Yep.
He's not looking for a flag every play. He just goes and competes,
My biggest
play
takeaway
after
there,
play after play.
in my head, I'm thinking, I mean, I know we were without Davenport this past week, I know, but if that continues, we need to start seeing some production from the other side of the line. So,
Yep.
I mean, if you're really going to commit 3 guys,
I
we're
mean-
also, remember how we used to always give up so many yards to tight ends? There's a reason K. Dotton didn't have a single catch this past game, and that's because they were keeping him in for Hutch the entire game.
Exactly.
So,
And I mean, think about it down the road of the 49ers, your all-star tight ends.
I mean, that combined with our secondary, Mike Evans only had what, 2 catches?
Yeah, they
And
Yeah,
that
Godwin
first pass,
started out,
that first pass interference on Arnold was absolutely horrendous.
yeah. But he's not getting beat.
Yep.
It's just hands.
it's encouraging.
He's not getting beat.
That should have never been called.
I get it.
That pass
Yep.
interference should never be called because he never extended. They had hands on each other. If you watch the replay from on TV like I did a couple times because I rewinded it, Mike Evans extends.
I feel bad for Terry, and too. He has 4 penalties, and he got called for that face mask, which is really weak too. So he's got 3 pass interferences
He's
in the
got
face mask.
he's got some rough penalties called.
He's got to be thinking right now, like, you can't do anything in the NFL.
Right.
So
And hey, you're still a rookie, man. But
Well, that's the thing. He's a rookie. He's not gonna they're gonna throw flags at you
Mm-hmm.
because you're a rookie.
But
And
I thought-
it's unfortunate.
I thought since we are talking about the defense as a whole, I think played great.
awesome.
And really, you had one play to Godwin. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't have much other than that one play.
And then if you factor in the turnovers we had on offense, I mean, the defense was put in some not great spots a couple times,
and they
rose up,
came up big. And Levi played fucking great too.
Yeah,
forgot that name was just going to be like, oh, that was a fucking terrible pick.
Yeah,
and you got some big guys in the middle, man, and we still don't even have DJ there.
Yeah, I was disruptive. We still didn't mention McNeil. I mean,
McNeil had a good game too. I was watching.
Right.
That interior
But
was
Brian Branch finally got that interception we expected from week 1.
Yeah.
So
Branch, like I said it before, I think Branch is our best. I mean, Hutch is crazy, but I think like all around, he's just always
he can do
by
anything,
the ball.
dude. He can do anything. He has a nose for. Yeah, he has. Like you can't teach what he has.
Right.
Instinct. You can't teach that.
I agree.
And it is really fun to watch Brian Branch play football. And he doesn't he's just not a vocal guy, which personally I love. Like he's just playing football.
He just balls. That's funny. When I was with my family watching this game. We were at my sister's house, and my mom's like, "Where's the guy with the antenna?" Just like, that's stupid. But she knows, man. It's his thing.
You need some comparing, you need some contrast, and that's him and Kirby. I think they work well together.
They
mesh.
do. I do like that, and then we just rotate safeties, man. It's gonna be an exciting year. Hey, and hey, maybe it takes till week 4, 5, 6 for them to start.
Yeah, we haven't
getting into it. Hey, that's okay with me.
I mean, I listened to the Campbell interview as well, where he said, I'm not going to be surprised if offense isn't completely clicking by the bye week, which is week 5 this week or this year. So
it sucks.
It does suck, but I think you use that.
It's realistic.
Mm-hmm. And I think the last thing to touch on is how hurt is St. Brown, right? From what it sounded like, it just says that it was cramping and a contusion. I hope that's what it is.
It looked like more than that.
Knowing how tough St. Brown is, for him to miss that last drive, like.
So I don't know what they showed you guys on TV, but I can 1,000% say that he looked like hamstring and calf cramp. And they took him off, and he was on his back, and it looked like the entire drive they were just trying to stretch him out. I can't say anything beyond that, but it looked like cramps to me from the crowd. But I was surprised after 2 plays they didn't get him back in.
Because his dad's telling him to drink Coke at halftime. You guys saw that on receiver. He got to hydrate, brother.
Yeah, we need water and Gatorade, brother.
Yeah. So. Your dad was just flexing in front of on a stage. You're out there running around, man. Get hydrated. Eat some bananas, right? 2 banana. You ever see that?
And the last thing, I don't think Dan Campbell will make that mistake again, but huge blunder before halftime can't happen again.
He brought it up how many times too.
My take there too is, like, you guys all know from being on sidelines of football games and coaches, I love that Dan Campbell took the blame for it. We don't know who actually
damn well it was on them.
Yeah, who yelled field goal team? Who was the first guy to run out on that field? Sometimes in that moment, you see a guy run out, you're on the field goal team. Oh shit, we gotta go.
We gotta go. Right.
So again, being at the game, we all knew we got it down there. We can spike it. We're good. And we see him running up to spike it. And then I saw one guy run out, and then 2, and then all of a sudden, it was like, oh shit.
And that's why I don't think it was. I know Dan Campbell never throws coaches under the bus.
Yeah.
But that wasn't on him because he's down by the offense.
Yeah, and that's.
So I don't think it was him. However, that just needs to be addressed, and that can never happen.
And he
again.
Will. And he owned it. He took it, and
I mean,
it won't.
Who knows how the second half plays out? But I mentioned that after the game. You get that field goal or any field goal leading up to that point, and all of a sudden at the end of the game, rather than needing a touchdown to win it, we need a field goal to win it. And
not only that, just momentum. You get a stop. You have a great offensive drive. You get down, you get 3 points, and then you get the ball coming out at half.
Yep.
That's a different momentum.
Yep.
Like, you are firing.
Yep.
So it just hurts.
Give a little confidence for your quarterback there, man.
But
he doesn't have to make all those plays. Maybe we could have ran it a little bit more.
Yep.
Different, Hey, but, going into it, the first 2 games, you got 2 playoff teams. To go in 1-1, I'm not too hurt about it. We all thought that they should have won it, and they should have. But hey, we're 1-1, playing 2 playoff teams. I think they're in a great position. I still think they're going to win the division. I still think that they're going to be right up there for winning the NFC. And let's see it.
Yeah, for those who watch football, I think the Bucs are very much so going to be in the playoffs. I think they're a good football team.
I don't know, man. Them Saints.
Saints are good.
Are they for real, or what's going on, man?
They've scored on 16 consecutive drives.
I know.
That's fucking insane.
I break my NFL season into quarters. At least I try like 4 games at a time. And everyone that was realistic, I think, had Lions 3-1 through the first 4 as a good thing. Like that 3-1 would be good with keeping in mind the Seahawks are a playoff team as well, and you're at Arizona. So win the next 2.
Yeah,
3-1.
And Arizona's not. I mean, none of those games are going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, I hope Arizona blew their load last week.
Dude, they've looked good both weeks.
Let's not start like that again next week.
And Kyler Murray, running quarterback. I know it's been Achilles heel for the Lions in the past. Let's see what they. And then you have Seattle, and Seattle we just can't fucking beat them.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a Monday night game at home.
But I'm changing that to they just can't beat Pete Carroll.
That's what I was going to say.
Right.
Carroll always had some scheme that frustrated us. Hopefully, I love Mike McDonald over there, former Michigan D coordinator. I think he's going to do well, but hopefully offensively they don't have that same scheme that has given us the headaches.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll break from that. We're gonna hit something here. It's a game I just kind of thought of. So, our name's Tailgate Talk. We did a Mount Rushmore the other week. We're gonna do the Mount Rushmore of tailgate food.
Oh boy!
Whoa!
So now
curveball.
You are at a tailgate. There is drinks provided. We do not need to talk about beer or liquor. We know that is going to be the number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
So we are just saying strictly tailgate food. We're not at a house. It is a tailgate. Take that how you will. I'm going to do something. Cali, you've not been a part of this. We're going to do the big wheel for who gets the first pick.
He's going to win, don't worry.
It's not guaranteed.
He has it literally weighted towards him.
It is not fucking weighted.
He won 12 of 13.
I did not.
Year.
So there's the wheel. We got Cali. We got the big fella. We got Duffy. It eliminates. This is for the first pick.
Actually, Kelly might win because he's new here. It's okay.
How many picks we got?
Are you
4?
Get out.
I told you. It's weighted towards him.
Stuffy. After all that.
Oh, talk shit, Duff. Duffy with the first pick.
I knew it was weighted toward Duff.
It was weighted towards Duffy. It's actually by body weight, so I should win every fucking time. And the second pick, can you see it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cali's 2, so I got the back-to-back.
Josh actually loves the 3 spot.
I love
he loves back-to-back.
I love the back-to-back.
This is a snake draft.
It is a snake draft. We are going to hit it 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, Duffy.
Tailgate foods. I love grilling, so I'm just gonna put burgers.
Ooh.
Burgers, number 1 for me. We haven't done it yet this year. Because
for tailgate, is the burger the best grill?
I'm torn between a few choices here. Obviously, there's a lot still on the board, but I'm gonna try to be strategic and take something that I don't think Josh is gonna take with the next 2 picks, and I am gonna go chicken wings.
So chicken wings is one of my favorite foods.
It wasn't making it past the big fella.
It was not.
No,
it was not.
No shot.
However, when I think of chicken wings, I'm thinking at a party. No. I don't think of it at the tailgate. Tailgate is a different style of food.
You've never been to my tailgates.
I have.
That was a morning.
Right. I have.
Maybe not
it was.
Yeah.
You've been to it.
Okay. I'm just saying. Like a chicken wing. You want it hot. You want it. And at tailgate, sometimes I want it fresh off the grill, right?
The tailgate we did last year was 42 degrees.
So I'm going to take 2 different things here, and I'm going to do it for 2 different tailgates. One, when it's cold, I love chili at a tailgate.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that in there. Think of when you're
Ohio State.
You're freezing. You got a bowl full of chili, and I'm going to do something on the grill too. Don't know which one I want to pick.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go with sausage. Not hot dogs.
Damn it.
So
my choice was brats or chicken wings.
I
was hoping brats would make it back.
I mean, it was. That's what I'm going with. So chili and the sausage.
So we're good, guys. We can wrap that up here. We got everything we need: burgers, wings, brats, and chili.
We're good. We're good.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the little brother to brat there. I'm gonna go with the hot dog. Can't go wrong with that.
Okay. So when I bring my wife to tailgates, it's a little different. So I'm going to go with buffalo chicken dip.
It's classic.
Because she just brought that to the Michigan tailgate.
And it was phenomenal, right?
Yep.
Value add.
There was nothing left in the pan.
Yeah, you get that $5 Costco chicken, man. It's
all right. What else? And then
So you got the back-to-back. Right now you're sitting with burgers. You got buffalo chicken dip.
Burger,
You're having
buffalo
a good time.
chicken dip. I am, and then we're gonna go with the Jimmy John's Party Pack
Nice,
subs.
the subs.
Ooh.
Those can't go. We just did that for the last tailgate we did because it was a earlier game.
Versatile. You can eat them, store them, eat them after.
Well, that's the thing. We eat whatever after, anyways.
Yeah. Everything that's left. Next choice for me. We've done this a few times. I got a buddy that used to come to the tailgates. He still comes at least once a year, but when he does come, he'll usually smoke some pulled pork and some he did some, it was like pork tenderloins,
That was going to be in my first round.
and it was unreal. So I'm gonna go with we'd always bring
I'm rock hard right now.
I know, right?
we'd bring a pack of the little slider buns and we do pulled pork sliders.
Yeah. That's stole it from me.
Ah.
Well done.
I'm hungry
Which
now.
I am going to take. I know.
Starving.
Sorry,
It is
put it right in the
lunchtime,
middle. The best thing about the pulled pork, not only can you do sliders, you could throw it with some chips and queso and make a nacho.
That's good too.
Which is why I'm going to take some chips and queso, chips and cheese, however you want to call it. I'm dipping. I got some cheese going. It's a great time. I got sausages. I got chili. And to round mine off, fuck, man.
What do you mean round it off? You just rounded it off. Brick.
I got
Mine's-
one more.
We're going 4?
I'm going straight
Mount
on.
Rushmore.
Oh, I didn't know we
Yeah,
were going Mount
yeah,
Rushmore. I thought we were just going through a 3-round
Yeah,
draft
go
here.
for it. No, round it off, man.
All right,
We got
all
one
right,
more.
all right, all right.
I think I'm gonna go. Fuck, man. I got chips. How about that crock pot of meatballs? I don't know what the fuck that that delicious sweet sauce. You know what I'm
Yep.
talking about?
No,
Swedish-
exactly what you're
Swedish
talking about.
meatballs.
Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, or whatever. Just give me some meatballs.
So
I'm in.
let's see. My tailgate's clearly a lunch. It's not the early morning tailgate. I would go a little different with that, but so far, I got the chicken wings, I got the hot dogs, I got the pulled pork.
Jesus Christ, I'm starving.
I'm just going entrees across the board.
So
So,
hungry.
I'm gonna throw in. You always got that tray of cookies, chocolate chip cookies.
Yep.
So
Throw a
that's
little
gonna be
sweet
my
in there.
fourth.
Throw a little sweet in there. I know the next tailgate, I'm going to throw this in. Pumpkin pie cheesecake is coming to the next tailgate.
Oh boy, it's that time of year.
It's that time. That can be put anywhere.
Zing!
Yeah, anytime.
So
Bring
I'm eating a
Little-
burger. I'm going to have some buffalo chicken dip.
Put it on the burger.
I will. I'm so hungry.
Little real estate tidbit because we're all realtors. Yesterday I had a closing at an office in Belleville, and as soon as I walk in, the lady walks up. She goes, "Hey, I'll help yourself like they always do." Fresh plate of like pumpkin cookies on the thing. They were warm. I was like, "What the heck are you trying to do to me?"
I would have taken them.
Me and the buyers ate like 3 apiece.
I was going to say,
We waited like 20 minutes for the title company. We're just like, well,
Yeah, forget it.
last
We're
closing of the
house
day too. They're like, "Hey, whatever's left over is just going to get thrown away. You're taking it." We're like, "All right, well, I guess we'll help." So
Yeah.
I hope you guys didn't want any leftovers because these are coming
Yeah,
with me.
Yeah,
they were
I'm gonna bring
delicious.
these.
Honorable mention for me. I got to mention them. It's tailgate. It's on the boat. It's just a
Ooh.
great snack. Kim makes these
I know where we're going.
Hawaiian roll sandwiches. She literally just cuts them all up, and we did pastrami,
Yep, I've done plenty of them.
pastrami and mustard.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're so good. And
Roast
we
beef
got
and Provi.
Yep, smoked turkey.
I was about to say my honorable mention is I was thinking if I was doing the early morning tailgate when we do those noon games sometimes we always start with donuts, something,
Yeah.
either donut holes, Krispy Kreme, something like that.
We had the Krispy Kremes last week.
Before the
I
girls
don't know
go.
where I got it from. I had a cider donut, like not like cinnamon sugar, but it was like it felt like it was like already dipped in cider.
Ooh.
It was so because you do a little dip in there.
Yep.
It's great. I think brownies would be a good honorable mention as well.
Yep.
But yeah, man.
Anything sweet.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
chips
sweet.
too. Some yeah.
Tito's.
Well, that's
already there.
That's
Yeah.
why I took it out because
Yeah.
we wouldn't even have food on here.
Yep.
It would just be like,
Yep.
So yeah, nice little tailgate talk. We're not just sports, right? We like to round out some other things.
We
too.
love food.
We've been
And booze.
we've been pretty heavy into sports, so it's nice to get a little change of pace. If you guys are watching this and you want us to discuss a different topic, put it in your comments. Let us know. I don't think we've ever had a comment, so
We
Go
did.
ahead, go
we
ahead.
did. We had the first YouTube video. We mean,
yes, and I don't even know who that person was.
I don't either.
Some random guy watched our shit and was like, "Do number 30 something," and I was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
They're like chug a Four Loco. No.
In
Yeah.
We will chug a Four Loko, not a Four Loko, but maybe a beer, or Tito's and Red Bull.
Maybe,
When we do a night edition,
Suggest some other things for us to chug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can suggest since Red Bull won't fucking sponsor us.
Yeah, maybe
I will chug a vodka and Red Bull if Red Bull sends us a case of Red
prefer it.
Bulls.
Yeah.
I'd actually prefer that.
Right.
And Tito's. We love Tito's.
Yeah.
Oh, we do love the
I don't know.
Tito's people.
Yeah, how do we get sponsored by Tito's? That'd be
We do actually.
fucking great.
We know some Tito's reps.
We know some Tito's reps.
Yeah, get them to watch.
I'll tag her.
Let me know what
There you
you
go.
need us to do. We'll do it. You want a Tito's flag? I'll put it up. All right, hey. So that was a good time. Right off the wheels there, man. Tailgate food. I think all tailgates are going to be delicious. No one's going to be hungry.
No, that's false. Our tailgates are always going to be delicious.
That's what I'm saying. It was-
Okay, our
they're-
tailgates. I've been to some shitty tailgates.
From our picks, I'm saying all three
Yeah,
would
no.
be great tailgates to go to. A lot of fun.
Well, here's the good thing. Normally we tailgate together, so it's all going to be there.
Yeah, and people do like ribs and steaks, and like I get it.
Yep.
But like
I am buying
a lot.
I'm into dogs. I'm into.
I am going to buy a portable Blackstone though, so when we have a morning tailgate,
Do the
I can do the breakfast.
Yeah, that's.
But it's like 200. I just found it on sale for like 220.
Yeah,
and it folds up and you could pull like a.
So
it's
back when I had tickets, that was before Blackstones were a thing.
Yeah.
And I used to bring the tinfoil and put it on there.
Yeah.
And we would make egg sandwiches, and I'd be cracking eggs on that shit.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
It's
So that's how we cooked when me, Danny, Evan, Tom went to Mount Bohemia. You know that fucking silver grill I have that I cook everything on? So I bought those like baking trays, and I just put that on there, and I cooked the eggs just like it was a pan.
right.
It worked like a charm.
Yeah, it's great. All right, hey. So we're gonna switch back. We're gonna hit the NFL power rankings now. The league just
It's an ugly week for this.
yeah, it is, man. The tops of the league who you think are going to go undefeated didn't look great or lost, or you got people that you thought were going to go 0-2, they're 2-0. So
Yeah.
a lot of different shit going on here. Again, this is a flexible ranking. Just because you have someone in this week doesn't mean that's who you're going to have at the end of the year. But we'll go round and round.
Let's just
We're
go
going to start at the one.
KC
We'll
is
work
still,
it down.
Let's all
KC
skip
still-
one again.
KC still number one.
KC still won. They won.
Now
They
that being said, probably should have lost.
They
Should have.
lost. They got
But-
bailed out.
I'll be honest. Even if they lost,
Still probably
probably still won with
Yeah,
the way
I agree.
the rest of the NFL is right now.
I agree.
Now they may struggle here the next 4 weeks with Pachenko out because he is a huge pivotal part of their offense,
Yeah.
but
Which takes,
and a pivotal part of my
But-
fantasy team.
takes me to my 49ers. They're still 2 to me. They did lose this week the way the Chiefs could have, and they're also going to struggle for the next 4 to 6 weeks until
With-
McCaffrey,
And
Debo's out.
Debo's out.
So I do not have. I did have the Niners.
We
at
might
2.
have the same second.
I have the Texans, who I had
as
who
well.
I had at 3 last week over the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Joe Mixon's injury is, but they look damn good.
They did. CJ Stroud's really good.
Two
Should-
good games, well coached. Looked good.
Defensively playing well.
CJ
Yes.
Stroud's very good, and they're still in my rankings. The only thing with them is I was frustrated watching them in that second half because I thought pull away, win that game
Right.
by more. But
But
that being said, they're 2-0. 2-0 's
Also,
2-0.
Mixon got hurt
Yeah.
in the second half.
Yep.
Right. I don't know.
You're talking to a guy that had a -6 and had to push
I hear you.
against
Okay,
the
I hear
Bears.
you.
Those counted us as a win
I
for
hear
us.
you.
That damn fumbling at the goal line with the backup
Yeah.
running back that hurt.
That's a tough
Who
scene.
was it? Was Akers? Cam
Yeah,
Akers.
Cam Akers.
Cost me, but
Tough scene. Number 3 for me is San Fran. I still have them up there. I think they're still a really good football team. Their defense is something. They fly around,
I do.
and
yeah,
I just think they're still a very good football team. And Kyle Shanahan's a great football coach, so they're my number 3.
my 3 is Homer pick Lions. Figure out the red zone,
Yep.
and we are.
You dominated all assets of that game.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the defense. I'm looking at little things that they can work out, and yeah, to me it's still as much as I want to say. Again, I'm putting the 49ers above us because they're proven. We still got to go in and beat them. Texans. If you put me head to head right now with the Texans, I feel that the Lions win that game. So Lions are my 3.
Okay. Mine is someone who was not even on my top 5.
They're now in my top 5 as well.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm putting the Bills.
Yep.
Number 3.
I thought you were going to say the Giants or something.
The fact that Josh Allen didn't have to do anything in that game and they completely dominated.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard when you go down.
James Cook is.
I'll tell you one thing, too.
It reminds me of the Ravens versus the Lions. There's just nothing you can do. It's hard to come back when they just completely dominate in the first 2 quarters.
There's also some teams, like, they've owned the Dolphins for the last in all this rumbling about the Dolphins the last few years. Good luck, man, until you can beat the Bills. So,
yeah.
In all seriousness, too, we hope you're okay, man.
Yeah.
That was
So
just
is mine.
retire, brother. So it's time. Hang him up.
Just learn to slide.
My
dude.
fantasy
hang
team
on.
wants you to play.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I
you're-
mean, they look good.
Bills at
They
three.
looked really good, and it was the Thursday game, right?
Yeah.
So it was a nice little little start to football, and I think they look great. You know, you think Josh Allen, like that's who you have to have running, and you don't, man. He didn't,
Yeah.
and he didn't even. He had like 100 and
Josh Allen I saw something that basically, like, his legacy is so almost cheated because he was in the same era as Mahomes so far up
Yep.
to this point. Because you know what? How many AFC championships, and he's such a good quarterback. So
yeah. I mean, that's Peyton and Brady.
Yeah, they moved up for me.
Find a way, man.
They're my number 4.
So they were my 3. Who's
my 4 is the Texans.
okay? So we're all kind
So
of the same.
they're right there.
I actually have the 49ers, who was 2. I dropped to 4 just because of injuries. I don't know how bad Debo is. Obviously, CMC. Mason still looks solid, but
They're very much in danger the next.
they are.
3-4 weeks of
Kittle
dropping.
got carted off.
I didn't see that, but
I didn't see it.
I heard Kittle got hurt. So it could have been my group chat fucking with me, but I could have swore it said that he got carted off, and then
I saw Debo, and it's still that calf, man. He just that thing.
it's lingering.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing in fantasy. You know?
And I round my top 5 is still the Lions because, like Cali said, they dominated the entire game, just on the red zone. And I do have faith that Ben Johnson will clean it up. I think he's a brilliant mind offensively. I think he's had a few bad weeks, but he gets them going here, moving forward.
I was torn on my 5. It was 2 teams that I was really deciding between, but the reality is, the Bills. Bills are my 5.
It's all all the same.
And that's legit.
Different orders, but same 5.
If you put them all on the field, the Bills are my 5. My honorable mention I want to mention, and again, Homer. Look at the Chargers, man. Look at Harbaugh.
Shit.
Harbaugh has those guys bought in.
I don't want to say they're in
Minter.
the top 5, but a team that we should kind of be scared about a little bit
I mean,
is in our division, the Minnesota Vikings.
yeah.
I'm just saying they're playing good football.
I think.
I mean,
I think they're
you got to be realistic.
They're going to come to level. Another one that I debated on putting in. I can't. My 5 is Lions. So you know, debated on putting the Bucks there because they won.
Yep.
They did beat us. They look good. I like the Saints too, man. Their offense looks explosive. Their defense looks
I'm
like
not there. I need a few
I know.
more weeks.
That's-
Saints. I'm not putting Saints in my rankings until they're 8-0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. It just
No, they've dominated.
It surprised me. They look good. One game was against a high school team, but they looked good last week.
What's funny to me with
that was against the fucking Cowboys, who I had in my power ranking last week.
What's funny to me
And
with
the
the
Cowboys
Chargers?
came back to life.
I'll say what's funny to me with the Chargers is as I compare them in my head to. I mean, I know they don't have Lamar, but as far as like the brand of football they play, the Ravens, and they're both Harbaugh coach teams. I think they're both just going to play hard-nosed, good football.
I wish they ran Derrick Henry like that.
Yeah,
Dude,
and-
J.K. Dobbins is
yeah, a little
just-
bit.
I mean, he's elite, man. It's just he can't stay healthy.
Yep.
So even before, not gonna win. Good,
Yep.
yeah. Even when you look at him before his injuries, he was an animal. Like, it was like 6-7 yards of carry. Like what? And then he'd get hurt and wouldn't play.
And then, I mean, Michigan's seeing it a little bit now, but how much do they miss Jesse Minter? I mean, it's only 2 games in. They've played the Panthers, and who they played this week? The Chargers. I don't know, off the top of my head. I know they've played 2 bad offenses.
I don't remember. Yeah,
but
I'll look it up when you're talking.
they've been dominant. So, very interested to see how that continues to play out. But I just see them; they're going to win more games than they lose, and it's cool to see all the players have really bought in, because that was one of my things with the way Harbaugh is. Is he going to get the pros, the 30-year-olds to buy in the way the high school or the college guys did,
Right.
and they seem to really love it.
Well,
so far.
you saw this thing. I like football. I like guys that like football. If you don't like football, we're gonna know you don't like football. Like it's he's not changing who he is. It's who he is. They played the Raiders, just so you know.
Raiders,
So
yeah.
again,
Yep.
not a very good offense, but hey, they're bought in. They got some time to build as a team, and well, who was his first pick? Joe Alt was his first pick, right?
Yep.
Like he got
Opposite of Slater.
right. You got pieces. I mean, think about when he took over for
49ers or
No.
Stanford.
for Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Like they had okay players. They were down, and what did he do? He took the players, he developed them, and then he got in his own guys.
My biggest takeaway when Harbaugh first took over was, and I'm not even a knock at Michigan State, but in my head, Michigan State, when Michigan State fans 2-3 years in, when they won the trouble with the snap game and they won the COVID game, and they were like, oh, haha, I hope Harbaugh's your coach forever. And I was like, in the back of your head, you know that you do not believe that's true, because if you just look at the Michigan State head-to-head matchups over the years, we got dominated in the trenches. We got dominated on special teams. We were a bad tackling team. As soon as Harbaugh took over, all of a sudden special teams are better. We tackled better. We played better football.
Yep.
And that's, I think, again, Harbaugh, he's a football guy. And across the board, I think you're already seeing it compared to all the knocks that the Chargers had in the past with Staley, and they were kind of like a circus with the going for on fourth down. Does this guy know what he's doing?
They were.
They're playing
and
football.
That's gone.
They're
right?
playing
now.
good football.
Now it's just bringing in the talent.
Yep.
Right. And I mean, they have got some great players on defense and offense. So
Two completely different personalities, but similar brains. Dan Campbell, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Love football guys.
Football guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Completely different on the outside.
Yeah. And we had them both in our state.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Good stuff.
awesome to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna cruise through this because I think we're kind of approaching an hour here. So I'm gonna hit the over unders. I'm gonna briefly go what we did last week. We had 10. Duff was our leader. He had 9 for 10. The only one he missed on was the under for Jared Goff's passing. Cali was right there with him, and then he missed the last 2, which were Bates missing a field goal and team interceptions. You took the over on both of those. I missed on the JMO 47.5. Goff, which we all missed on. And I took over for Montgomery. I thought he was going to be a man among boys, and he was not.
He probably should have hit the over. But
I mean,
That's okay.
he was
That's okay.
he was 50 yards away, so wasn't close. So hey, again, we don't have any anything on any of the websites right now for props, so we're pulling from the big fella's brain again. These numbers, they might be skewed to you. This is not anything on a bet. This is just going against me. So we're gonna stay with the same thing. We're gonna stick with the Lions. I'm going straight yards this time. I'm not gonna do touchdowns or anything like that. We're gonna start with the same guy, Mr. St. Brown. And last week we had 85. He had 119 in that game. A lot of targets. Looked great. Didn't play in the final drive. I'm going to bring that up to 95 yards.
it's going to depend on health. I know we said cramp, but I look like more on TV. Again, I was not there. I am going to say over.
It's a real tough one. Give me over.
I got some ground to make up here. I'm going to take under.
That worked out well for you in the picks, too.
It did. We don't need to
Tell
talk
me.
about those. All right, next we've got Sammy Laporta. Obviously don't know how much he's going to be in this. We're going to take 45 yards.
I will say over this week.
He's been under the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I know. But
Just to give you
I
some-
know. I heard the interview. They said he's on a pitch count.
You
He
said-
don't look like he needs to be on a pitch count.
You said over, Duff, right?
Correct. Oh, you're writing him down this week?
I am. I didn't want to re-listen to everything again.
Over.
Over. I'm going to take the over as well.
I think similar to what they did with St. Brown last week, they're going to make an effort
I
to
think
get him
get
involved.
him involved. I agree. Next, we're going into JMO. 75 yards.
Under.
I'm going to take the over because he's been over the last 2 games.
He's going to have 71.
Hope he does. Hope he has 4 touchdowns, too.
I'm okay with that.
Jared Goff proved us all wrong. He passed for 307, which I didn't know his average was like 380 against Tampa. I didn't
saw
have
it
that
after.
stat prior to this.
I saw it after.
Pretty
this as
wild.
well.
Pretty wild. We had 265 and a half last week. He obviously crushed that with 307. I'm going to. I hope Goff has a comeback game because he had a lot of passing yards, but he threw it 55 times. I'm going to go 265.
Under.
I'm going to say under, and that's because we are going to run the football.
Yes.
I hope the same thing. Under. Montgomery, 62.5.
Over.
Over.
Because of what I just said.
We're going to have identical picks at this point.
Yep.
Monty. Road game. Over. We got to run. Run the ball on defense with carries. Gibbs.
Under.
All-purpose yards.
Under.
95.
Under.
Fuck.
I just wanted to make sure I got ahead of Duffy on one so that it's not me copying him.
It's a good number, isn't it?
It's a great number.
All purpose.
All-purpose.
Under, they're going to feed Montgomery.
I think, Montgomery and Laporta cut into that a little bit.
He's just going to fucking house a 90.
I'm going to be a dick, and I'm going to take over again, so I'm either going to be like, crushing it or pulling away or way behind.
Don't pull up.
Hutch. Have it a few times. If you didn't know. Hutch. We had 0.5 sacks. Obviously, he fucking smacked the shit out of that. This is a wild stat. I'm going to go 1.5.
Ooh.
I think
It's gonna be
it's
tough.
a solid line.
Kyler is much harder to get to than Baker. I don't know if you saw some of the plays he made on Sunday, but it was.
But that means he's going to be running more.
I'm aware. He's quicker than Baker. I am going to say under. I think he does get one.
Ooh. I want to say he's going to push it, but that's a wild pick, so I'll go over. Give me 2.
I'm going to take the under. I think it's wild. I'd love to see it. Give me fucking back-to-back weeks. Team interceptions, 1.5.
Under.
Over.
Under.
Over. One of our corners is going to get one this week, and then you're going to keep Brancher. Kirby's going to get number 2.
You said that last week, too. I'm going to take the under.
I think we get up on him, and Kyler's going to have to pass a little more than he wants to.
I hope so. I hope it's not a James Conner show because they get up.
I don't think.
I do for fantasy reasons, but all right. And then this one is going to be a little different. I did take out our boy. I can't think of our kicker's name. Bates, because I don't want to ever wish him to miss any field goals.
Master Bates.
We are going to take the first touchdown that the Lions score.
Who's going to be it?
Who's not first in the game, just first Lions touchdown. Who's getting it?
Montgomery. It's him or Laporta.
Yeah, I said that last week. Porter didn't get shit. You also said you would take Goff under 1 yard rushing. He had 5, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
He had 5.
Couldn't believe it.
Crush that shit.
It was like 2 back-to-back plays, too.
You want to take Monty, but you can't because you don't want to copy Duff now.
I know. I'm going to go...
Brock Wright.
I almost did week 1. St. Brown. Keep it going.
St. Brown. I'm going to... Yeah. I'm going Gibbs. It's the right choice. Those are between Gibbs and JMO. So those are it. So we'll do this every week. We'll tally it up. We'll see how much better Cali and Duffy are than me because I was opposite than him in a lot of these. So that will be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be...
We'll keep...
Could be really good or really bad. Check it on the next side.
Check it out. Okay, so now we got picks with Duff. I think we got seven games. I think we're throwing in...
We had seven games. Let's... What do you need?
No, we're good. I'm seeing if we could still talk about that last game.
Oh, we're going to talk
we,
about
we got
it.
a little time to talk
We're
about that.
going to talk about it. All right, so rounding it off, talk about Josh having a rough week all around. Josh was 2-5, Cali 4-3, me 4-3.
Finally on the winning side, baby.
Brings the total standings to...
Did you guys have all the same games in there, too?
I'm at 7.
Maybe we should just stop copying each other and have your own
7-6.
opinions.
Kelly's at 6-7. Josh is at 6-7. Let's start with tomorrow's game. Patriots at Jets minus 6.5. Jets.
Jets are minus 6.5?
Yep.
6.5.
In
At the Jets.
at Matt,
Yikes.
I'm going to go Patriots 6.5.
that's a lot of points. The Jets such a suck, man.
Patriots are fucking grind.
They've been playing well.
Ramondre's going to have 900 carries.
Yeah, dude, he looks good. I just
Aaron Rodgers coming out party, and I mean that both ways. Jets.
he's good in prime time too. right?
It's a lot of
He
points
used
for
to
this
be.
game, but
It's a touchdown. No, I'm taking New England. I
Okay.
can't do it. 6.5. 's too much.
Chiefs at Falcons. I know the Falcons just had a great game.
They always prime time.
I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs at Falcons. I know the Chiefs didn't play well. Kirko Chains had a fucking great 2-minute drive to win the game.
Yeah, you did. Primetime Kirk.
Not to mention Bijan is special. Ran the ball. They have two good backs. But I'm gonna go with Chiefs.
What was the spread?
3.5 Chiefs.
yeah,
I'm
it's
going
not
with
enough.
Chiefs by a touchdown.
That's not enough points,
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree.
Those spreads should have been flipped.
Cali had mentioned, because I forgot, there's 2 Monday night games. Jags at Buffalo, -5 Bills. We just talked about how good the Bills are. I think the Jags are absolutely dead. So I'm going to take the Bills by a touchdown.
Common sense says yes, but I'm almost like the Jaguars have looked so bad and the Bills have looked so good. There's going to be a little bit of a return to normalcy. Jaguars still lose, but they keep it close enough to cover.
Bills. Nothing else.
All right. That brings us to the other Monday night game. Commanders at Bengals. Bengals, -7.5. Fuck, that's a lot of points.
Ugly.
Ugly game.
7.5.
Yeah.
I mean, the
keep it under
Commanders
it.
gave up 3 touchdowns to the fucking...
Have the
Giants.
Commanders scored a touchdown this year?
It's a good question. I'm going Bengals. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah. 7.
7.5.
I hate that it's over a touchdown.
I do
Fuck
too.
you, Vegas, but I'm going to also go with the Bengals.
Yeah.
I think we got everyone returning too.
Except
Bengals.
Higgins is still.
Higgins is
T's
still out,
out?
but yeah. And I think it's a coming out party for
Home for Cincinnati too, right?
home at the Bengals, yeah.
That's my tiebreaker.
Yep. I'll go Cincy. That's a lot of points though, man. A
Alrighty.
lot of points.
Let's go to our boys here in Detroit, the Lions at Arizona. Lions, -3.
Lions.
Lions.
Forward down the field.
Also, I lied. Give me the Commanders. Give me the Commanders. Too many points.
7.5. The Manders.
Well, too bad. You already hit submit on your bet.
They're going to find a way to keep it close.
You already hit submit on your bet.
Hey,
All right, let's go to
It's not
the
Sucks to suck, man.
let's go to the boys in green that let Josh down by a half
I
point
know, man.
in East Lansing. MSU at Boston College in the red bandana game.
how many points are they getting?
It doesn't matter.
-6 Boston College does not matter this week.
Give me the Eagles.
The War Eagles.
It's Auburn.
Yeah.
Close.
BC.
Okay.
Give me
Red
the-
bandana, man.
give me the
You're
fighting.
that just sucks for state.
The Fighting Castellanoses.
Okay, and this brings us to our boys in blue here in Ann Arbor. USC at Michigan. USC is favored by 6.
Ooh. Did that move? I thought it was 5.5.
It was, and it moved. Betting with my heart here. I'm going to go with Michigan.
I'm also going to go with Michigan, and that's not me saying they're going to win. I think we'll see. I sure hope they'll win, but I think they'll keep it close.
I'm gonna go USC. Prove
All
me
right.
wrong. Prove me wrong, Blue.
You're
So-
uninvited Saturday.
That's fine.
So that wraps up
If
our
they win, I'm happy. If they lose, I'm happy.
that wraps
get a
up
game
our football talk. However, there is one more game we're going to talk about here.
Oh, baby.
I don't know if you guys remember here in Detroit, we still have another sport going on.
Hottest team in Detroit
The
right now.
hottest team in Detroit, the Detroit Tigers. Let's talk about them before we talk about this spread real quick.
That's what I got.
I had 4 separate group chats going last night with nothing but Tiger stock.
Love it.
It was just, and Don Noel, one of our buddies, texted me and he said, "This is the most excited I've been for the Tigers since that J.D. Martinez pinch hit home run off Chris Sale, and I think it was 16."
2016.
Yeah.
So-
His first game back.
4 separate group chats buzzing on every single big play throughout the last two nights. So
Yep.
either way, awesome to see everyone kind of rally behind the trade. I know some of the local media is like, is anyone paying attention to the Tigers? And they're blaming the Bally's stuff. People are paying attention, man. People are watching.
I was
And
listening to it on Spotify or not on whatever the fuck.
97.
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Thank you. Listening to it in bed.
yeah.
So I had to go drop a closing package off yesterday in Lake Orion, and I had the ticket on, and they were talking. Karsh was talking about where the Tigers have been the last 3 years on September 17th.
Ooh.
Last year they were 12 and a half games out. 2 years ago they were 25 games out, and 3 years ago they were 12 games out. So the fact that the Tigers are in striking distance at this time, and it's an anomaly.
Yeah.
It's an anomaly. They shouldn't be here.
Yep.
They shouldn't.
They don't
If
know better.
anybody that watches baseball knows they shouldn't be here right now.
Yep.
It's incredible.
The runs that they're putting together with the players that they have, the pitching that they're getting is just.
Again,
I mean,
It's awesome.
Mize didn't pitch great yesterday, but he pitched well enough.
Yeah.
He kept
It
us
was
in the
awesome.
game.
Parker Meadows, man.
Holy
Big hit,
hell.
Running that ball down in center field.
He
Unreal.
may be the only guy in the MLB that gets to that ball.
And the thing is, you knew the second he was hit, the second it was on camera, that he had a beat on it.
Yep.
You're like, oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Tracked it down. Perfect. So fun to watch him run the bases and run around center field.
Could you
And he fucking had the game-winning hit.
Can you
Yep.
just imagine if Week 1's lineup could have done this?
So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's part of like people's hesitation because they're not like they don't know this team, right? Like,
Right.
is that part of the hesitation why you haven't bought in yet? Like, I know we're all bought in,
Yep.
because we've been talking about it
Mm-hmm.
every night in our text messages. But like, there's people that still aren't bought in. Guys, we're not supposed to be here.
Why are you being so negative?
We're not
That-
supposed to be here.
That's what's fun about
Yep.
sports are these situations.
We're a Cinderella team right now.
It's fucking fun.
Side,
How great is it?
side note, too, Jason Benetti, man, sign that guy to a lifetime contract. I mean,
I-
I know you haven't been able to battle
yeah,
as much.
he's actually floated
Him
back.
and Dirk.
He's
dude.
awesome. And then the whole Craig Monroe stuff kind of fed into, Andy Dirks is awesome, too.
Dirks
And
is-
they work together great.
Dirks is really good.
It is good.
Dirks is good on the
He
radio,
does radio
yeah.
a lot as well, but he's really good.
They play off each other really well.
They do.
And I'll tell you what, last night was epic in the extra inning when you're watching that game and Andy Dirks was on the money with their pitcher was tired.
Yep.
You could tell he was at his season long pitch count.
Yep.
You could definitely tell he was struggling. He said they should take this guy out right now. Throws a 100-mile-per-hour fastball to Riley Green. He just misses it, and
Yep.
Dirk said he was on that. He was on it. Next pitch,
Fucking threw his
missile
glove.
up the middle, knocks
his glove off.
Bobby Witt's glove off his hand, and it was like even the people who are watching at home that might not know baseball as much, like if you didn't appreciate that exchange and that at bat,
Yeah.
like I don't know, you're not gonna like anything in baseball. I'm sorry. So it was awesome to see.
I'm jacked. Do the Tigers get in the playoffs?
So, well, they're saying that there's
I don't care about it. Just
I know.
does your heart tell you? I don't care what the standings say. I don't care what the betting odds say. What do you feel as right now in your bones?
I think we do.
I do too.
We've been picking
I
up
agree.
2 a week. We got 2 weeks left. We're down 2.5.
I think
or 1.5.
One and a half.
Down
I think
1.5.
I think it's vice versa to the rundown when we had to play the 163
So-
or whatever.
And
We just took,
Twins were hot. We weren't, and they made it in over
Yeah.
us.
Yep. And if you're I mean, I know we're just watching the Tigers. We're scoreboard watching with the Twins,
correct.
but they're not playing good baseball,
They're not.
man.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
They won yesterday,
they're-
but my thing is you just took 2 from KC. If you take a third one tonight,
Incredible.
you bring them into the picture. Like they were almost untouchable, right?
Yep.
Like you
But-
bring them into somebody you could overtake as well.
Right.
I think we're only 3.5 back on them, 1.5 back on the.
You beat them tonight. Now it's 2.5.
Yep.
Right, and like it's just it's fun.
Yep.
If we get October baseball back in Detroit while the
Incredible.
Lions are playing,
Yeah.
like that's a dream.
Now I know this is a third straight week that it's been Scooble Day, and Scooble has somehow the Tigers have not won the last 2 weeks, but we keep picking up games in the race regardless. So
Correct.
even if we got some weird jinx going on against Scooble, give me the Tigers tonight.
I don't think he loses 3 in a row. I'll be honest. He is probably on a mission tonight, if I can imagine. But anyways, back to the bet. The Tigers play tonight. The Kansas City Royals. The Tigers have not been favored in one of these games the last 2 days. They are favored by 1.5.
Yeah, what's that play here is game 1 was who's their ace?
Lugo.
Game 2, Reagan's.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get our number 1 against their, I don't even know, 3
Yeah.
or 4. Obviously, it's not their 1 or 2. We just beat them with with Mize and Reese Olson. So
Yep. And the bullpen.
all signs point to
Yeah, Marsh.
Tigers tonight.
Alex
So let's
Marsh.
do it.
I'll go Tigers too.
That's 3 of us on the tags.
Yeah, they are 1.5 up on the Royals are 1.5 up on the Twins.
Well, and Seattle lost last night, who was on our heels a little bit.
Boston's pretty much out of it now too.
Boston's been playing like dog shit too. But Seattle lost to the Yankees last night, right?
Yep.
I know.
Yeah,
they were
so
losing
we're
when I went to
we're
bed.
we're 1.5 over Seattle. Boston, we're 3.5 over them.
Yeah, Boston's pretty much taking themselves out of the race here this week.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, hey, it's,
if you're not watching or you haven't been watching, jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
They've been really fun to watch the last couple weeks. It feels like this series feels like playoff baseball to me. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but
It does.
it's like last night. I
It's
should
fun.
have went to bed.
It's
I
fun.
should have went to bed, but I'm like fucking extra innings.
They're
That game was
playing-
moving at one point. It was like, all right, well, this game's gonna be over at 9:30.
They're playing such good baseball too. It's a
Yeah.
double plays. It's
Defense,
everything.
dude.
key
Everything.
hits, right?
Yeah.
They're just doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
Timely hitting.
Yep. It's
Parker
been-
Parker Meadows broken bat nub into left field yesterday.
Yep. You could tell they're enjoying playing together, and they also believe that they can win every night.
Yeah,
Like,
and I honestly think like this is Hinch, man. This is
I was just gonna say it's coming.
everything
comes
he
back to
says
that.
is just next game, next game. Don't look ahead. It's the next game. And anytime you hear any interview for any of the players, it's the same thing they're repeating. They're all young kids.
Yep.
They don't know what they're fucking doing right now.
I'll continue to say
We
too.
might be. This room might be a decade older than everybody on the
Right.
fucking Tigers.
And they're just out there winning, man, and
Yeah.
just playing good ball. And they listen to the coach, and hey, this is what we're doing.
Can't, when we mentioned Hinch too, we can't say enough about Feder. Like Feder's been unreal,
Yep.
and I don't know what his goals are in life, but I hope that he's content with just being a pitching coach for the rest of his life. Because let's just stay
let's
here, man.
sign him to that.
'Cause the last couple of years, I just keep
Sign
thinking
him to it,
he's
man.
going to get poached somewhere to be a manager somewhere.
Let's give him
But
the money, man.
Just stay here. Yeah,
Give him what
a
he
raise.
wants.
Yeah.
Yep. He's
Give him
been
what he
unreal.
wants.
And to think that how long ago was the trade deadline that we sold? Like,
That's the thing. That's why I don't
To
understand why
throw-
people aren't excited. We're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
We sold at the deadline.
and got better.
Yeah.
We got better. Our
Yeah.
prospects are playing good baseball.
One
And
of those
our-
guys we got is our starting shortstop through this whole run too.
Right.
Like
and
so.
and our starting shortstop that we had, who was a piece of shit,
Yeah.
he makes the most money on our team, and don't bring him back.
Yeah. We're like,
He better
I
not
don't-
be wearing a Tigers shirt.
I don't even care. Like, you can't trade him. Fine, go somewhere else.
Buy him out of his contract.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're very excited about the Tigers. We're
Yes.
very excited about all of our Detroit teams here. And I think that wraps us up today.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
Again, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support. Like we said earlier, comment, like, tag us, do whatever you want. But give us a comment. Let us know if there's something you want to hear. Let us know if there's something you want to see us.
Yeah, if you enjoy what
Chug
you're
or
doing,
shotgun.
Yeah, share us too, man. Tell your friends about us. We're a good podcast. We like to have fun.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We like to party.
Yeah.
and
See you guys. Go Lions. Forward
Here
downfield.
comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really